What if I told you that everything you desire already exists right here, right now, and the only reason you can't see it is because you do not know how to focus on what is? Now, if you're new to the manifestation process or the manifestation, law of attraction, law of assumption space, it's important to understand that you're not creating something new. When you're manifesting your desires, you're simply increasing your awareness of what already is. All things exist, and we're going to learn how to do that in this video so you can manifest wonderful things, your dream life, just like these people have. So the outcome or goal of this video is by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how to manifest your every desire by realizing that what you want is already yours and that all things exist right here, right now, no matter what the physical world is showing you. Throughout this video, I'll be referencing quotes from Neville Goddard, my favorite manifestation teacher, to help us really sink in deep for this to impress your subconscious so you can learn to create your reality. So first, let's focus on understanding the nature of reality and how all things truly exist right here, right now. The truth of this seeming reality is that all possibilities, all things exist in what is called the quantum field. We may think because we experience things in a linear fashion that the past is dead and gone. It's unchangeable. The present is where we are now. It's where our consciousness is focused, and the future is yet to come. However, the past does not fall away, and the future is not yet to come. All things exist right here, right now, and your consciousness is your vehicle, which you can use to move beyond the linear fashion of time. You don't have to experience things linearly, where you want something, you work hard to get it, and then you have it, past, present, future. Instead, you can assume that you have what you want right now, or rather, focus on the fact that what you want already is, and by doing that, you are skipping that linear process and you will bring what you desire into the present moment. All things exist. Creation is finished. What that means is, if you want to look at it like parallel realities, there's a version of you who already has everything you want, and you're using your awareness, you're using your ability to focus on what already is to become that version. You can start with one thing you desire. You can quantum jump into the reality where you have everything you desire and more. Things you didn't even know you would enjoy will come into your life rapidly if you can understand how to become aware of the fact that what you want already is, even if it doesn't appear to be in your current physical experience. So now we understand that the universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being in this present moment. So the question is, are you being the version of yourself who already has what you desire? Doesn't matter what it is, but you can align yourself with that version of you anywhere, anytime, if you can recognize that the world of the senses is an illusion. So first, it's important to understand how powerful this present moment is. Now is the only time that truly exists. You can't bring a past experience here and show it to me. You are existing right here, right now, and everything else is imaginary. That doesn't mean it isn't real. All things exist simultaneously, as we mentioned before, but it means that right here, right now is where all your power is. You can't do anything outside of this present moment. So that means where you focus your attention is giving life. So where you focus your attention is creating what you would call, or we would call, the future in this linear experience. That means if you are focusing on the appearance of lack, not actual lack, we cannot truly lack anything because we are in truth fullness. We are in truth abundance. We are in truth everything we could possibly desire right now. But when you focus on the appearance, this physical illusion world of lack, then you will perpetuate the appearance of lack. You are so abundant and so free that you can give yourself the experience of lack. You will have an abundance of lack if that's what you focus on. So we want to change that. So no longer focusing on what seems to be lacking in your life. Maybe you think, I need this money, I need this job, I need this relationship. So that's where you're focusing on a need, a lack, a seeming limitation. And we have to break that focus. and instead choose to put our conscious awareness in the all-powerful present moment on the truth, which is we are already one with what we desire, even if we cannot see it. Neville Goddard said, "The world is a mirror, forever reflecting what you are doing within yourself." So understand that if you're seeing something lacking in your life, if that's where your focus is right now, it's old, it's already dead and gone. It's just the mirror of your former state of consciousness, what you have been habitually focusing on, what you're thinking, feeling, imagining all throughout the day. And no shame on yourself for having done so. It's almost how we're raised. It's almost the indoctrination, the programming of this world to focus on the negative, to focus on worry, fear, lack, doubt, impatience about what we want. And so when you break this, that's when you become supremely powerful. That's when you can manifest whatever you desire without limitation, because you're no longer focusing on the physical illusion, but rather you're focused in the truth, the reality, capital R, of imagination, where your desire is already a present fact. So we're working to get the mirror of the world to reflect your new self by aligning your energy, your consciousness, your state of being with having what you desire, no matter what it is, right here, right now. And persisting in that state of consciousness, that feeling, that way of being long enough for it to reflect on the screen of space in physical experience through the realm of the senses. So the importance of focusing on what is. Oftentimes we're so focused on what is not. Many people struggle with manifestation because they're too focused on what's missing from their lives rather than focusing on the present moment where their desire already exists. Now that may be difficult. You may be saying, "Brendan, what do you mean? I need this money to pay this bill. I need this car to drive to work. I need this relationship to feel whole and happy." But that is a reflection. You're having these thoughts because you are focusing on what is not. You are living in the illusion, in the matrix, the simulation, complete delusion, instead of in reality, capital R, the reality of consciousness, which is non-linear. It is literally everything, everywhere, all at once. And you must use consciousness as your vehicle, as we mentioned, to travel to the state that you desire to be in and remain there. Do not go back. Do not be double-minded. As we're told, the double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You must be stable in focus, right? Focusing on what already is right here, right now, even if it does not appear to be so. Remember, your awareness gives life. So if you're focusing on the appearance of lack, you're perpetuating the experience of lack. You don't have to do that. You are free. You are free to choose your state of consciousness, what you will focus on. That's how you're creating your reality moment by moment. It's not that you're learning to manifest and then you become a creator. No, you are always manifesting, but to do it consciously is when you choose what you will focus on. You choose the good. You choose to focus on what is already wonderful in your life, or if you can, visualize, affirm, and become rooted in the feeling and the acceptance of knowing that your desire is already real, even if you can't physically experience it yet. That means you're aligning with it, which will impress the subconscious mind and allow it to come into your physical experience. What if the key to manifesting your dream life is as simple as shifting your focus from what you don't have to what you do have right now? That's the truth. And as you practice this law of assumption, law of attraction, the changing of your inner state, using consciousness as a vehicle to experience what you desire as a present fact, then you're going to see this law working again and again and again, and it will change your entire life as much as you are willing to focus on what already is. Now let's talk about shifting our perspective. Okay, so you want to shift your focus from seeming lack to the truth of abundance. Remember, all lack is seeming lack. It's just a mirror. It's just reflecting that you've been abiding, focusing on the appearance of lack. You've been focusing on the negative or what you think you need. So you're going to shift to the truth of abundance, recognizing things in your life that maybe you take for granted, maybe practicing some gratitude, consciously recognizing elements of your desire that already exist in your life. If you desire wealth and abundance, perhaps you're ignoring the fact that there are many things in your life that don't appear to be in the form of money, but they're bringing great wealth to you. Perhaps you have a wonderful family, a loving relationship. You have a wealth of good experience. anything that you can do to shift your perspective from the negativity of seeming lack to recognizing how your desire already exists in your life, even physically, even if it's not in the form that you expect it just yet. And that way you are expanding your awareness. You're becoming increasingly aware of more of yourself. This entire world is simply yourself pushed out. So as you become more aware of the aspect of yourself that is the loving relationship you want, that is that perfect income and ideal job, that is that house, that car, that physical change, whatever it is you desire, as you become aware of it, by removing your focus from the lack of it to the fullness, to what you have, to the truth of your limitless self, which is all imagination and already here right now, then what you want will come physically. Then your entire world shifts to meet what you are focusing on, to reflect. It's that mirror, right? It will reflect that you have accepted and become aware of what already is. Without that change, without that shift, your mirror will not change. You're going to keep seeing the same patterns, the same way things don't work out in that relationship, the same things how the job falls through, or you need to struggle to pay the bill every single month, or certain times of the year you always have less. These are the things which you must remove your attention from. Break the habit of being your former self and become the new being. Become that new version. Align with that parallel reality where you already have it all. Live mentally as if it's already so, and you will see your world shift. Now, let's do a quick, simple exercise, which is going to be very, very powerful to help you recognize ways in which something you desire already exists in your physical experience in a way that you may not have even acknowledged. It could be small ways, it could be bigger ways, but it's something that's going to let you put your focus on it being, focusing on what already is, which will bring your desire into your reality much more rapidly, much more quickly, and much more effectively. So, for example, let's say you desire the love of your life, the perfect person for you. You want that undying love within your relationship, marriage, commitment, everything that you could possibly want in a wonderful relationship. So, the focus is on love, right? The focus is on that deep love that you would share with that person. Now, the conscious mind, the part of ourselves that's often focused in lack, is thinking that the only way you can have that feeling is to experience it physically. But that would be to ignore areas where love already exists in your life. Is there something in your life that you love to do? A wonderful hobby that maybe you're taking for granted? Is there love for your friends and family that you share? Is there love for anything within your life that you haven't been focusing on because you're so focused on this lack of that specific type of love, that relationship love? So just take a moment, if you can, pause the video if you need to, and find a way, based on what you desire, to recognize it already exists. As we mentioned before with wealth, perhaps you have a wealth of other things than money. You desire that money, but you're focusing on the lack, so you're perpetuating the lack. So if you can focus on the wealth of friends, the wealth of experience, the wealth of having a car, a place to live, clean toothbrush to use, toothpaste, the wonderful benefits of modern society, the wealth of information you have access to, like this video on the internet, as you can shift your focus onto what is, then more will come. As we're told, to him that has, more shall be given. To he that has not, even that which he has shall be taken away. That's all about your focus. Are you focusing on having or lack? Okay, and remember that lack is just an illusion. It's just a mirror. So if you want to change it, you must change your focus. That's creating your reality. And as you focus on what is, what already is in this powerful present moment, right here, right now, more shall be given. Perhaps even more than what you're desiring, things that you didn't know you could have or that you wanted. And here it comes, easily, effortlessly flowing into your life. So I want to touch on this aspect of belief. A lot of people, when they get into this, hear a lot about needing to believe that you have your desire. But there's something deeper than belief. A lot of times people are visualizing, trying to make themselves believe, or affirming, scripting, doing whatever technique, the 3-6-9 pillow whisper method, whatever the technique is, they're all well and good. But if you're trying to force yourself to believe something, then you're going to have difficulty actually shifting your focus. Think about it. You don't have to believe in the sun being in the sky during the day. It just is. You're not going around thinking, I believe in the sun. It just is. That's what we're doing here. We're recognizing that what you want isn't something you need to try to believe. It's something that you want to recognize that already is right here, right now. That's the shifting of the focus that's going to create your reality. Neville Goddard said in his wonderful lecture, Our Real Belief, our real belief is tantamount to knowing. So you're not going back and forth. You're not wavering. You're not saying, am I believing enough that I have what I want? It's knowing that this is the truth. All things exist, and the only reason you don't see that you already are or have what you want is because your focus is on the appearance of lack. Know it, feel it, be it, and the belief is natural. So now let's touch on some techniques you can use to realize that what you want is already yours. So to fully realize that what you want is already yours right here, right now, you must consciously embody the state of having it right here, right now, regardless of what your physical reality is showing you. That can be the difficult part. We're going to touch on that in a moment, how to overcome the difficulty of negative physical experience. But these techniques will help you in that process as well. If you could act as though your desire is already yours right now, how would your life change? This is the secret that turns desires into reality. So technique number one is living in the end. This is from Neville Goddard. It's a practice of living mentally as though you already have what you want. Oftentimes it's been told that relaxation, relief is a huge part of that process. So if you find yourself worrying about something or focusing on lack in that form, then living mentally as though you have it, feeling the relaxation, the relief, or whatever you personally would feel. That's very important. It's not about how other people should feel or would feel. It's about you personally. Whatever it is that you desire or everything that you desire being yours, how do you feel? Do you feel relaxed, relieved, excited, overjoyed, love, security, freedom? What is it? And that's going to be how you live mentally from now on, no matter what it looks like. And then the world has no choice but to shift to reflect that feeling. The second technique is simply gratitude for the present. Gratitude is a powerful tool for focusing on what already is. Even if it's the small things, if you want to take time each day to write out 3 things that maybe you take for granted or that you're grateful for. Simple things like waking up, being able to brush your teeth, or having access to the internet, like I mentioned. There's so many things that we just think are normal and we don't realize how blessed we are. So as you do that, as you focus on the blessings already in your life, you're aligning yourself automatically with the state of having. And that way, what you want and more can come into your life. The third is mental rehearsal. If it feels good to you, you can mentally rehearse the fulfillment of your desire. You can do this by invoking the feeling with a visualization, choosing a scene after the point of fulfillment of your desire that implies that you have what you want. This can be very powerful. You don't do it from a place of trying to manifest it, but you do it because it feels good. You enjoy the mental experience and it puts you into the state. All these techniques, visualization, affirmation, etc., are just tools to get you into the state. So if you like to use those, you can do it. But if you can just activate that feeling of having, knowing what already is, focusing on what already is right here, right now, without any technique, that's just as great, okay? That way you can do it anytime, anywhere. You don't need to sit down, focus the mind, and do all of these things. You simply ignore the present seeming reality and choose your state of being, which is, of course, the state of having. So technique number 4, if you do want to dig into a sort of affirmation, you say something like, I'm so grateful and thankful that I already have fill in the blank in my life now. And then if you want to take it a step further, you can give praise to your inner being. There's no outside God manifesting it for you. It is your own consciousness, your own beingness. You are everything that is. So you can give yourself praise along with that gratitude, saying, it was so easy and effortless. I always make it so easy and effortless. I'm so amazing. I'm so astounded with my power. I'm so thankful and grateful that I can do anything, that I'm fully capable of anything I put my mind to. And that will definitely amplify the power of your gratitude and your affirmation. Technique number 5 is mindfulness and detachment. So mindfulness, of course, is just being aware of what you're thinking throughout the day. It helps you to stay grounded in the present. You want to be aware of if you're thinking from lack, if you're focusing on lack, or if you're focusing on what is already good, if you're thinking from fulfillment. And that's very, very important. All throughout the day, you want to do this. You can meditate if you want. Take 5-10 minutes a day of just watching your thoughts, observing what comes. Is it positive, negative? Let it go. positive, negative, let it go. Meditation doesn't mean you have to not think. You may be blessed with that experience at some point, but a lot of people don't even try because they say, oh, I could never do that. No, just sit and watch the mind for 5-10 minutes a day, and you'll find that you're more aware throughout the day. You'll find, wow, I'm actually imagining negative scenarios quite a lot. I'm actually identifying with and focusing on lack quite a lot. And as you cut that out, as you eliminate that and put your focus on what is, what truly is now, then your reality will change so fast, so fast. And the second part of this is, of course, detachment from the outcome. So you have no desperation, no neediness. You're no longer being that person that is deeply desiring because you're so deeply satisfied with what already is, which means that you allow it to unfold, which is the most easy, effortless way to manifest. If you want to know how to master detachment, which is really the deepest, most important part to consistently manifesting what you desire, then you can check out my Manifest Anything with Detachment course. I'll leave a link in the pinned comment and the description. So now I want to share with you a practical example from my life of how manifesting miracles can happen when you know how to focus on what already is. So I had gone with some family down to Texas, and we wanted to do a river float. It's like a 2-mile river. It's not crazy deep, but you just sit in an inner tube and float down it. It's kind of slow, but it's fun. It's an experience to be had. Unfortunately, during the float, a family member dropped their phone and didn't realize it until we finished the float. They didn't realize that their phone was somewhere in the bottom of the river. It's a 2-mile river, so there's no chance, little to no chance, we would even be able to go and find it. So knowing that I teach this because they follow me on TikTok, they said, can you manifest my phone for me? And so, of course, I believe that all things are possible, no matter what the circumstances seem like, no matter whether you think maybe the water would get into the bag and destroy the phone, or no one would be able to find it, or how we would go about finding it. I didn't think about any of that. I just went straight to the end. So I went within myself and imagined them telling me, I got my phone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And doing that, I felt its reality. I was happy for them. I was thankful. I was also astounded that the law worked because it's always amazing to see how things play out. And then I gave some thanks and praise to myself that it was so. I said, thank you so much for finding and getting the phone. It works. It's amazing. It's so wonderful. It's always so wonderful. And shortly after I did that, I heard the family member saying that a diver, some people go at the end of the day, divers looking for objects, items that people may have lost along the river while they floated during the day. And this is not something we knew about before, but they just happened to come up. And so she asked them, hey, I lost my phone. If you find it, can you contact me? Here's my contact info. So hearing that, I thought, interesting. But of course, I'm not going to force the way that things are going to come about. I'm not thinking, this is it. I'm just detached. I'm thinking, wow, okay, it's already done. I know she has the phone. That's what is. And my focus remained there, no matter what seemed to be happening. Then the next morning, they get a phone call and they're saying, hey, can we meet up? We have your phone. And so we go pick up the phone. The people didn't even want money for finding it. They just did it out of the goodwill of their heart. Of course, we gave them like a little tip anyways for doing that for us. And it was wonderful to see it play out. So whether you want to manifest a phone from the bottom of a 2-mile river, or you want to change your financial situation, change your relationship, change your job, change your home, change your car, change anything about your life, you can do it using these principles. It is a law and it must work as long as you know how to shift your focus from the appearance of lack to what already is. Now, another wonderful quote from Neville Goddard here is, to desire a state is to have it. As soon as you begin to desire it, you already possess it in your consciousness. This is so deeply true. As we said, all things exist. So if a desire comes into your mind, it's not there to tease you or make you feel bad about what you lack. It is your own consciousness telling you that this is part of you. You only need become aware of the fact that it already is by shifting your focus, and you can have it. Anything that you desire and put your mind to, you can and you will manifest it. Now let's just quickly touch on overcoming doubt and staying in the present. So the challenge with this is that it's natural to feel doubt when your physical reality doesn't yet reflect your desires, when the mirror of your world doesn't show you that you have what you want. Staying in that mindset that you do can be very difficult, especially if things seem to be going against you, right? Against your interests. However, you must remember that doubt is just a sign that you're focusing on the absence rather than the presence of your desire. You're not focusing on what is, you're focusing on what is not, or rather what seems to be lack, because it's just an appearance, it's just a mirror. The truth of you is and always will be fullness, abundance, having. When doubt creeps in, remember this: if you can feel it, you can have it. The fact that you desire it means it's already yours in a parallel reality, which really is now. It's happening now. And as you align yourself with it, you're going to see it. It is a law, and the law works. So here are a few techniques to overcome doubt. You can reframe the doubt. So you see it just as a signal, right? It's your warning, your alarm clock, that you can shift your focus back to what already is. You can do that with the techniques we mentioned before, like using gratitude, living mentally in the end, shifting your thoughts, visualization, affirmation, detachment. You use doubt as your sign to use one of those techniques or something of your own and get back into focusing on what already is. You don't give power to the doubt. You use it just as a reminder to reconnect with the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You can use inner conversations as well. If you notice you're doubting, instead, just carry on a little inner conversation, mentally hearing and participating in a conversation that implies you already have what you want. A wonderful conversation with a friend or a loved one saying, I have that job. They say, that's wonderful. How is it? And you say, it's everything I ever wanted. I'm getting promoted. I love my coworkers. I have all the benefits I want. And you just do this, and it takes your mind off of lack, and you just start to feel good. You get to experience it as a reality within yourself. You take your focus off of what appears not to be and focus on what truly is now. That way, this inner dialogue can help reinforce the belief that your manifestation is already a reality, which is the truth. And third, finally, we have daily practices to stay present. So I mentioned meditation, like a mindfulness meditation, just watching the thoughts, observing the nature, not diving into it or going down those avenues of thought, but observing. Is it positive, negative? Let it go. You can even do journaling just to be aware of how you're feeling throughout the day. Increasing awareness is really the key to all of this. You can use breath work. It can help you stay grounded in the present moment and align with your desires. Oftentimes we feel stressed throughout the day because we're not properly breathing. You're almost taking these shallow breaths like someone who's anxious or going through something negative. But if you take deep diaphragmatic breaths, you're breathing in all the way down in the belly, right? And filling up your chest, and then you exhale out from the chest, out from the belly, right? The diaphragm is large. You're supposed to be taking deep breaths, and that way you create more peace in your inner world, which creates more peace in your outer world. Okay, and a final quote from Neville to help us wrap this up. The truth is that no matter how much you resist, no matter how many times you doubt, if you persist in assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, it will harden into fact. That means you don't shame yourself, you don't condemn yourself, you don't feel bad or regretful because you experience doubt or you get out of the state for a little bit here or there. No, you just get right back into it. Persist, persist, persist. Because an assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. And that's the law. That's the law of assumption, law of attraction if you prefer that. But this is how it works. This is how you change your reality, simply by shifting your focus from what appears not to be, what appears to be lacking, to what already is. It's that simple. So just to summarize the key points, remember, the nature of reality is that all things exist now. As you shift your life-giving attention, your focus, onto what is, as opposed to lack, limitation, worry, fear, doubt, impatience, then your desires have to manifest. You're no longer going to be perpetuating the negative reflection in the mirror of the world, but you're going to be creating anew by shifting into a new state of consciousness, a new way of thinking, feeling, being. Then use these daily practices, mindfulness meditation, breath work, inner conversations, and recognizing doubt as an alarm clock to get you back into alignment. That way you can really easily, effortlessly persist, commit to your desire, and see it become reality. Remember that the moment that you focus on what already is, that is, that your desire is already yours here and now, you are opening the door to manifestation. When you realize that it's truly yours now, when you know it, it's deeper than belief. It's like the sun being in the sky. It's like yourself watching this video now. You don't believe it, you don't desire it, you don't need it. It is. You know it. And that will collapse the time it takes for it to show up in your physical experience. So start implementing these practices in your daily life. Don't take a break, don't ignore it, don't put it off for later. Do it now. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it valuable, leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. And of course, if you're practicing these techniques, the law of mind, and you feel that nothing is manifesting, watch this video next to learn the secret of becoming the observer. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you next time. Take care.